because average scuba divers can't get here. You need to be doing all sorts of try-mix for breather scuba, and especially if you want to mix this up with scientific diving, you have to not only be focusing on the, checking all your instruments to make sure everything's okay, but you also have to plan your profiles so you can stay down long enough to actually do some science. So we've been working with a team of deep divers that we've been kind of probing down to 150 meters with different kinds of rebreathers. But this is getting quite dangerous, and we keep sort of pressing our luck, going down deeper and deeper with these sending people down. But that still is the best way, because you can actually grab the animals, grab the specimens. But we've also been looking into submarines and remote-operated vehicles as a way to stay down there for longer as well. And in the process of studying the function of fluorescence on coral reefs, I embarked on a project where, along with Jim Hellman, an underwater photographer who designed this really crazy, this is kind of like the magnum of underwater cameras. This is an underwater camera that's kind of an ROV, and it is two big strobes, so you could evenly illuminate big chunks of the coral reef at one point. And you can see it's got this color correction bar up here, so we could color correct the photos afterwards to make sure that we're true to the right color. And you want to put back all the colors of light that the water is taking out. So you have to be very close to the reef when you're taking these images, and you can't do these really Ansel Adams type photos from afar because the water would absorb it and you just see this blue wall. So in order to see the reef in true color, you need to get up really close. So in the process of making this image, this was about an 80-foot by 30-foot image that we stitched together of a coral wall, I decided let's do this also at night and try to overlay that image with a fluorescent image, just because I thought it would be interesting to have a big piece of coral wall, like a plot, that I could also see what it looks like with the fluorescence. So we went down at night, and this is the first iteration, and you can start seeing that I'm using strobes here, and I have these blue strobes over this and over here, and then I have this yellow filter over my lens, so I don't want to see any of my blue light coming back in. And in the process of doing this, we were shooting this coral wall, and we could see all these nice corals here, but something jumped into one of our photos. And this is kind of what set me going for the last 2 years now. So can anyone see this, something odd in this photo? Yeah, this little guy. So that, we came back to look at our photos for the night, and we were like, what's that thing in the photo, what's that, does that look like an eel? We're like, no, eels aren't fluorescent. And we're kind of like, oh, there must have been a problem with the camera. The camera must have been broken, or we thought, so, that somebody was playing a joke on us or something and photoshopped it and stuck it into the camera. I don't know, it didn't make any sense. But I went and I took it out and I was looking at the picture and, and I was like, wait a second, this is real. This is real fluorescence. And this fish is not just like kind of slightly green, like dim in the background. This thing is like jumping out, beaming fluorescent. So that was kind of interesting, and we didn't catch it on this trick. So it just like was in this photo. So I went to John Sparks, who's the curator of ichthyology at the Museum of Natural History, and we began a series of expeditions to go out and get that fish. And as well as getting that fish, we also made we made this wall as part of Creatures of Light. I don't know if anyone saw Creatures of Light, which closed in January. It was a traveling exhibit at the museum for 9 months that showcased bioluminescence, and it had this fluorescent wall. And it was on that coral wall that we published, not really published, if you call it, on an interactive exhibit. But this is the first time nobody really knew that this was sort of a big scientific discovery, and our green eel was kind of sitting on there in the background, just because I thought it was cool and I didn't want to be one of those scientists that like doesn't show his stuff because it's not yet published. But then now the story continued. So John and I took an expedition to the Bahamas, and John's got this rotenone that's a way that you could, this is an eel that normally you don't see during the day. This is Calopictes hydrophoides. This is a really shy eel that's kind of usually hidden under rocks and barely comes out. But John uses rotenone.